Archangel Ariel, wow, what an amazing angel this incredible being is. We're going to teach you about Archangel Ariel, the ways you can work with her, her specialties, and both Ros and I have something really wonderful to share with you about personal experiences we've enjoyed with Archangel Ariel. Angel Heart Radio programs should not be used to replace your legal or medical advice. Welcome everyone to Angel Heart Radio. You are our focus. We want you to know that you matter in the world and that you're important to the world. We're here to remind you of just how valuable and needed you are right now. Help us to help others. If you like what you hear, tell your friends, post, tweet, pin, let everyone know how amazing Angel Heart Radio is. So again, welcome to Angel Heart Radio. Powered by love, Angel Heart Radio is sponsored by AngelLight777.com. Hello everyone, and a great big loving welcome to you from Brisbane, Australia. I'm Anayah Joy Holilly. I am the founder of Angel Heart Radio, a certified angel intuitive with advanced training, author and voice for the angels. And my heavenly website is AngelLight777.com. As always, it's my pleasure and my privilege to be here with you tonight, presenting the Archangel series.
Namaste, I'm Leesa Ellis, angel specialist and intuitive. I'm a registered Diana Cooper Foundation angel teacher, a registered Karuna Reiki master teacher, and a certified theta healer. You can find out more about me and my work at www.feathersofenangel.com.
Hi, I'm Ros Place from England in the United Kingdom. I'm an angel communicator, author, and Udemy instructor. And I invite you to visit my brand new website to find out how I work with the angels on angelswithros.com.
And I tell you what, everyone, please do go pay a visit to angelswithros.com. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous website, Ros. Congratulations. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much, Anayah. It's been a long time coming, so it's a good feeling having it up there. Thank you.
It's wonderful. Love that that beautiful image of you on that front page. It's authentic and genuine. It's you. I feel like I'm with you when I look at that image, Ros. It's well done. It's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Well, it was important that I conveyed that, and you know, throughout the kind of putting the website process together, there were various suggestions about little changes that I might make, and I wanted my wrinkles left on there, and I wanted my double-jointed arms, which overextend, to be left on there, because it is all about being real to me. So thank you for saying that. It feels quite brave to be that close up, particularly the picture on the homepage, to be that close up, but that's the way that I wanted it to be. So thank you for saying that. Yeah, thank you for saying that you saw that in it. That's what I intended. That's lovely.
And I feel it's so important. I agree with you, Ros. Someone had a photo up on Facebook one day, and a lovely, lovely Facebook friend sent it to me in a private message, and she doctored it, and she'd rubbed out all my wrinkles. And I looked at it, and I realised more than ever how important it was for me, like you, to have that experience of showing myself to the world as I actually am. And look, there are photographs of me that honestly are just absolutely, in my eyes, absolutely terrible. No makeup, hair all over the place. However, we all have moments like that. And isn't it wonderful when we open up our hearts to people and welcome people in, particularly in the work that we do, because that's what the angels are all about, after all. They welcome us regardless of what we're wearing, how we look, how much money we make, where we live, etc. And I agree with you. I think it's a wonderful thing to open up and let people in and actually set an example to say, you know what, you're fabulous. Absolutely fabulous every single day, regardless of whether you've got a great hairdo or a terrible hairdo.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. And certainly in this digital age, I think that it is so much easier to contrive things, to make yourself appear and look a different way, and to get caught up in that kind of conditioning, particularly as a woman. I think that you need to look a certain way, but for me it was very much about, right, get right close up in my face, see my eyes, see how I really look, see the pores in my skin, and yeah, it does feel very important to do that. And it was something that, you know, I felt I felt was really, really important. And because there's so much around us which you question, you see people with I look at women on TV. It's interesting. I was watching something the other night, and it was clips from a show that had been filmed over a number of years. And over the number of years, the hosts remained the same, but they changed beyond all recognition. The women were wearing hair pieces, and a lot obviously had Botox, and the men, arguably, were doing a very similar thing. And I thought, this feels just odd to me. This feels strange. It's not fair. It's not honest. And, it is about being your true, authentic self, and that feels good to me when I am that. So yeah, it's all there. Yeah, I agree with you completely, completely. But I did have makeup on. I can't say that they're pictures of me without makeup. Hey, look,
I love my makeup too. But I think in some ways too, Ros, this is about Archangel Ariel. This is where we're going tonight, today for you. And welcome everyone around the world. Great to have your company. You are why we do this. In a lot of ways, this is what Archangel Ariel is about. It's about embracing, like she'll help us with so many different things. And one of the things that I feel she really assists me with is to help me with my own nature, to really embrace my own personal nature, and to love myself and be kind to myself.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, Ariel is all about conflict, internal conflict. It's about the parts of you that do want to be real and do want to be authentic. And the way that I experience her really is about I find there are two types of people, but spiritually and in terms of their physical lives. You get people who, like me, who fight their physical environment and existence. They don't want to sleep. They historically don't consider that nurturing their physical body is important. They just want to be up there with the angels all the time on a high vibration and energy. And it's not sustainable. And that's made me ill in the past. So Ariel helps you to get grounded. And then there are people who find themselves really in their head at times, or as a disposition, as a part of their character, and find themselves very physically bound and find it very difficult to, whether it might be trust or allow themselves to be let go in a way which enables them to connect with that physical energy. And Ariel to me is all about, let's blend that physical and spiritual. Let's blend that energetic part of you and that physical part of you, and have them all working to the other's benefit. So yes, absolutely, it's about bringing the complete you into being so that every part of you can benefit.
It's a wonderful thing. This is, I guess, one of the most exciting things for me, Ros, about working with the angels, is that there is not one area of my mind, my life, my body, my spirituality. There's not one area of any aspect of me that I can't work with them. They are there 24/7, no matter where I'm at, no matter whether I'm, on an even keel, maybe I'm a bit down, maybe I'm really up. They're always there, and they really do support us, don't they? They give us so many opportunities to experience peace, joy, love for ourselves, love for the world, and to experience what it's like to have a rich, deep connection with the parts of us that we love and the parts of us that we don't, because it's through that self-expression, it's through that self-love, it's through making ourselves an overflowing vessel that I have found, and I know you have too, that no matter what comes our way, we have this amazing team around us that continually supports us.
Absolutely, and I think for me one of my huge life lessons is balance. I can live at both ends of the spectrum, but to find balance is something, I'm really, really, really doing something, or I'm really, really not doing something. And finding balance, finding that middle ground in all areas, in my work, in the way that I look after myself with health, in all areas is something that the angels have helped with. So whenever I feel resistance, the angels are there. There is an angel there that can help you to, bring that completeness so that you're not disappointed with any part of yourself, so that you see, okay, that feeling is an opportunity to grow and to develop. So absolutely, the angels are there to help you to feel complete, to develop. We're all here to develop. None of us came here completely 100% life lesson free or without opportunities to grow. And that's what part of the fun of being here is, and that's what the angels are here to help us with, isn't it? Helping us to grow and enjoy the feeling that we're growing, that we're progressing, that we're moving forwards. I think that's so joyful to see that you move through challenges in your life and you move into reflection upon where you are and where you are. It's where you were and where you are. It's a great feeling.
It really is. I just want to mention here, everyone, that Leesa is having internet issues. She can't join us tonight, but she has sent through several sound bites for us. So I'll be playing those throughout the show. And Leesa's website, again, is feathersofanangel.com. Ros, I've got a fabulous story that I would really love to share about Archangel Ariel. But
Great.
Before I do, Leesa has sent through a little bit of information on what she calls the Archangel Ariel tornado. So I'm going to play that for everyone now.
Archangel Ariel is also an angel of the environment, and she can help you clean up the environment. Her colour being pale pink, you can work with her in this way, a very simple way. If you perhaps have a polluted body of water near you, a lake or a stream or a river, or even the sea if you want to go down to the beach and do this over the ocean. What you can do is visualize a pale pink mist floating over the water and settling down into the water and going right to the seabed or the river floor or the bottom of the body of the water. It will not only heal and cleanse the water, it will heal every living thing contained within that water. You can also use a pale pink vortex or tornado to clean up polluted areas, such as water, but any sort of polluted areas that need help. And all you have to do is visualize a pale pink tornado spinning and twisting, and then visualize it moving through the area, sucking up all the negativity in that area, all the pollution, all the bad stuff, and transmuting it back to love and releasing it into the universe as it goes through and cleans the area. And that's one very simple way of working with the power of Archangel Ariel.
That's a wonderful tool from Leesa, and we were talking earlier actually, and Leesa was saying that one of the things that you can do with this amazing, and you can do it with any colour, so you can work with any archangel, but because we're talking about Ariel tonight, you can ask this wonderful energy to whip through your home, for example, to go through and pick up any kind of lingering energy, any kind of energy you may have brought in unwittingly, anything in your home or your office that doesn't feel completely balanced and loving and gentle. And I thought to myself, Ros, isn't that just a wonderful, simple thing to do when we get up in the morning?
Absolutely, absolutely. Fantastic way of working with Ariel.
Again, another simple way. There's so many simple ways, aren't there, of working with the archangels. It's just incredible.
Absolutely, and it's like, I think that something that's really helpful is to, just with the archangels, pick one thing that you can do with them. I suggest to people sometimes about writing a list of things that they love and enjoy. So when they feel down, when they feel out of sorts, they have something that they can reach to at the times at which they most need it, but the times at which they find it the most challenging to remember the things that they love to do. And I think it's really helpful to do that with the archangels as well. So finding out all that you can find out about the archangels through these radio shows and through other means. Right, okay, so what's a really quick way of working with Ariel, or how can I make my home feel better? And once you have those quick references, you can really bring them into your life in a way that enables you to connect with them in your own way. Because that's what they're interested in, isn't it, Anayah? They want to help you with what you need their help with. And it's different for all of us at different times in our lives, isn't it?
It is, and we have different ways of working. So a way of working with Archangel Ariel that works for me may not work for another person, because it may not be in their nature to visualize in that way or do something in that particular way. And isn't it wonderful that no matter what it is that we need, the archangels and the angels in general are totally attuned to us, completely attuned to us in the way that we personally work. So again, there is no right, there's no wrong, and you can do what we can do, and that's why we're here, because we want to teach you and show you and open up this door to this amazing world for you, and invite you to come in and work with them in your own way.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Archangel Ariel is typically associated with lions, pictures of lions. Sometimes she's depicted with this great mane of amazing hair, because her name is always and utterly connected with lions being, what's her name mean?
It's the lioness.
I
always think of Ariel as the lioness.
Lioness of God, or Lion of God. And this amazing energy where, when I think of a lion, I think of two parts. I think of this amazing energy ready to pounce, and I also think of this amazing energy just laying out, licking their cub. They've got that really amazing balance of action and nurture. So Archangel Ariel for me is an amazing angel for action and nurture. So whichever way we're working at any particular moment, she can step right in and help us.
Absolutely, and that lioness energy is something which, you know, as you say, it is really symbolic of that balance, that physical world and that world of emotion and feeling and nurturing and caring, and that you can exist harmoniously in both action mode and also in that mode which is much more gentle, but still very active in terms of the energy that creates. And I think it's really important for us to remember, I've always, up until really quite recently, and I still find challenge with it, I've always fought being physical. My physical body was such a limiting, annoying pain to me. That might sound ridiculous, but the fact that I was flesh and bones, the fact that I had to sleep, the fact that I had to eat, the fact that I had to do things for my physical body, I considered to be a real pain, a real obstruction. Really challenging. And it's important to remember that we are flesh and bones. It's not about not being a human being. It's not about not being physical. And it's not about not being active in the world and doing things which you're motivated and moved to do. But it's also about accepting that you are spiritual and that you do have a soul and that you are energy and that you are light and that you do also exist in a non-physical world where you're equally active and effective. So that lioness really helps me to see how that is reflected in our physical world in the animal kingdom. And Ariel really, I think, is a wonderful angel to help you to connect with the animal kingdom and the environment, and also bringing that physical element and the animal kingdom into your animal guides is something that Ariel's really amazing to help you to establish and achieve, so that you can channel the amazing energy of the animal kingdom through animal guides and really access that lioness energy or that dolphin energy or that. And I think that people are very often they're very often aware subconsciously of who their animal guides are and the energy that they can benefit from bringing into their lives through animals that they love. I mean, very often people say, oh, I love dolphins. You know, I really love dolphins. And if you love dolphins, it may well be that the energy that your animal guide or the Ariel is helping you to channel through the animal kingdom is an energy which is about group, which is about family, which is about caring, which is about joy and fun and laughter. And so that it just fascinates me endlessly that the physical world that we live in is endlessly connected to another spiritual and energetic dimension, which Ariel can help us to enjoy. So I love her. I mean, I want to hear your story, Anayah. I'm excited to hear your story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us.
Okay. And welcome to everyone in the chat room. Great to have you with us. Okay,
Hi.
so I'm driving to the shop. This was a couple of, maybe, it might even be 5 years ago now. It was quite a while ago. I was driving to the shop one day, and the closest shop to me, I need bread and milk. I'll go to that one. So I jumped in my car and off I went. And all the way there, I kept getting this flashing image of a shop in the opposite direction, 3 times as far away. And I thought to myself, I'm not going there, like it's too far. I'll just go here. But this image, just briefly, flash, flash, flash. You know how that happens, Ros?
Yes,
Just
absolutely, I do.
Constant nudge. Yeah. So here we are. I'm driving along and I thought to myself, okay, it's obviously the angels. It's time for me to pay attention and take action. So I turned my car around and I drove in the opposite direction towards the other store. Just near that store is a set of lights, and the lights were red. And as I came over the railway crossing, I noticed that there was a bird on the ground. There were no other cars. So I was able to stop my car and open the door and scoop up this bird. And I put it on my lap, and then I drove. Once the lights turned green, I drove through the lights and I pulled the car over. And I called in Archangel Ariel and I called in Archangel Raphael, and they work closely together. And I used this most beautiful Reiki energy and I called all the love and support for this wild bird. And you know when a bird is really not doing well, their neck is so incredibly floppy and they get that cloudy look over their eyes.
Yes.
And I could see that that's what was happening with this bird. And I thought to myself, I've got this magnificent wild animal in my hands. If it's time for this beautiful bird to make its crossing, I don't want it to happen in the car. I want to take it somewhere where it, the goosebumps again, where it will be connected to, a wild place. And I was only a few minutes drive away from the beachfront. So I drove down there and I opened the car and I got out and I stood there under a great big tree and I held this bird and I just gave it love, and I felt such a powerful sense of Archangel Ariel there with me, working so clearly, so strongly and so powerfully with this bird. And I must have stood there for 5 minutes, and that's a long time to just stand with a wild bird in your hand, and just cradling it. And I held it near my heart as well, so that energy would also be really close to the bird's heart. And then all of a sudden, the bird, it was so limp, and I thought it had died. And then all of a sudden, the bird just sat up in my hands, and its eyes cleared, and it sat there and looked at me, and I thought, oh my God, this is just a miracle. Thank you, angels, thank you. And I'd heard of this happening before, actually, which I didn't put together until it happened to me. And I thought the bird would fly away, and it didn't. And it sat there in my hands for minutes, endless minutes. A wild bird just sat there in my hands.
Wow.
And a woman came by and she looked at me and she said, have you brought your bird down for a look around? And I said, it's not my bird. It's a wild bird that I found on the road. And then eventually the bird lifted up in my hands and its beautiful wings extended and up it went. And it flew up above me and it circled around and around and around. 3 times it flew around me. And I felt amazing. This experience was so powerful for me. And the bird then flew away after circling above me and this massive great tree 3 times. And I gave thanks to myself as well as to the angels and to the universe for this incredible experience and opportunity. I gave thanks to myself for listening and taking action, even though it didn't make any sense at the time. So I want to say to people listening, when your guidance comes in and it makes no sense, but you're being guided, pay attention. Something has been set up for you. There's a reason. There's an element that you can't know or even sense maybe. But there's a reason. Follow that and follow it through, and you will make a difference somewhere, somehow. It's beautiful, Ros.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is, when guidance comes through, sometimes it's very subtle and it's a feeling that you get. And very often it's inconvenient. Very often when you get guidance through or you get a sense of doing something differently, it doesn't fit in with the way that you thought things were going to pan out or the trip that you felt that you were going to make. But in my experience, the way to develop, the way to strengthen that guidance is to take action upon it. And when you take action upon it, you begin to create evidence for your ego, for your mind, for the part of you that's human and flesh and bones. You create evidence. So it's kind of like, I did this, and look what happened. And I'm going to pay attention next time because I can see the value of it. I'm motivated. I have a reason. There's a change that's happened inside of me. And it is trust. It's trusting yourself, and it's trusting the way that you feel, which is obviously a very broad area of honouring your feelings. And absolutely. I mean, for me, Ariel has come through to me in my life, if I may share a personal story, in a way which has helped me to be extremely brave. She always comes up. Let me first of all explain. To me, Archangel Ariel and Archangel Michael are part of the same energy. They're separate archangels, but Archangel Ariel to me is a female version of Archangel Michael. She is the lioness, so she's about bravery, she's about strength, about confidence. She has a very different feel to her energy, but she offers me a very similar kind of experience in terms of doing things which might frighten me, doing things which I might feel fearful about. And going back again to this, I'm a human being, but I'm spiritual too. So I have a YouTube channel which has grown and is really a great source of pleasure for me, but it was the most massive source of anxiety and insecurity for me for a long time. But the spiritual side of me and the angels were saying, look, Ros, you have our messages to share. It's important that you find the most positive and the most accessible means through which you share that information. And I knew that. But the human part of me, the ego part of me, the insecurity part of me, used to put the camera on to film a YouTube video and absolutely seize up. It was as though someone took my voice box out. My throat would become tight. I'd feel anxious. I'd have that weird look in my eye that people get when they're really nervous. And I got, do you know what I mean though? And I got so
I do.
frustrated.
I can completely relate.
Yeah, you can't, when you're nervous, when you're feeling that terror, when you're feeling that anxiety that comes from the mind working overtime and insecurity, you can't hide it. And it was so frustrating. And it was one of those situations where I really, really, really wanted to do it, but I felt so obstructed. I felt so that I was getting in my own way. So I asked the angels to help me, and Ariel came forward. And for those of you who, I know a lot of you guys work with Archangel Oracle cards and Oracle cards generally, they asked me to get my Archangel Oracle cards. You know the Doreen Virtue, there's a picture on the front of an Archangel, I think it's Jophiel, holding a rose. So they asked me to draw that pack, and they said, right, take a card, and you're going to take this card, and you're going to stick it over the top of your camera. And the card that I drew was the Archangel Ariel Courage card. And that courage card is a picture of Archangel Ariel personified as a warrior woman with wings behind her, the lioness. And the card says, courage, be courageous, and stand up for your beliefs. And that was the transforming moment. That was, right, I'm doing this. I can do it. So Ariel for me is about bravery and doing things that terrify you. Now, not only was that a positive experience for me because it meant that I'd dealt with a challenge and an issue, but it's something that has endlessly been positive for me because now so much of what I do is about being on the screen. So she helps me, and I hear that she helps others too, certainly from what you're saying, Anayah. It's like, okay, so I do want to do this, but I'm feeling as though I shouldn't, or I'm feeling as though, no, I shouldn't. I'm feeling as though I can't, or I'm feeling as though, that wasn't the way that I thought it was going to be. But it's listening to what you really want to do and to be, and allowing the angels to support you with that. And that card, every time I draw it for another person, it's pivotal. It symbolizes something pivotal. You can do it. You can do it. You have got what it takes. So that's how Ariel helps me, and it was massive, huge.
And isn't it an amazing thing. We've got Earth Angel in the chat room, and Earth Angel is saying, it's
Yay.
no coincidence that I am here. Thank you so much. And it is no coincidence. And isn't it wonderful, Ros? And, of course, one of the other things that Ariel is so connected with is prosperity. Prosperity on all levels. So to have you here with us, Earth Angel, and guest 16 as well. No, actually, guest 6, I beg your pardon. It's wonderful because here we are on in different time zones. I don't know where you are. Ros is in the UK, I'm in Australia, and here we are all together. We've been able to come together in this moment to share this incredible information together and to have this experience together. Now we're just going to have a little message from Leesa.
Archangel Ariel is also an angel of animals, and if you have an animal which needs comfort, perhaps it's feeling frightened and upset, you may hear a dog down the road in a neighbour's house yelping and barking, and it sounds distressed, and you want to help this animal, you can call on Archangel Ariel to wrap the animal in a blanket of pink light and to comfort them, to soothe them, to let them know that they're loved, that they're okay, that everything will be just fine. Ariel is there for the animals, and she will help any time that you ask.
And again, this is a wonderful opportunity if you feel called to work with animals. Archangel Ariel is going to be a very important guide for you, a very important source of inspiration, courage, opportunity for you. We spoke about Ariel being an angel really connected to courage and prosperity. This comes in many, many ways, doesn't it, Ros? We tend to think it's going to come in A, B, and C. And in fact, there isn't a way that we can describe how prosperity can walk into our lives and affect us very, very profoundly in ways that we would never have imagined.
Absolutely. And being open to that feeling in its broadest sense. You know, being open to appreciation and being open to joy and focusing upon the things that are working. And, yeah, prosperity is to thrive, isn't it? It's abundance, it's wellness, it's a state of being, which is where you're vibrating in a positive way in all areas, and it spreads. And absolutely agree. Yeah, she's Ariel is depicted with the Horn of Plenty, isn't she? Very often, you know, that beginning, and the Horn of Plenty is something that always fascinates me, because the Horn of Plenty, if you look at the kind of beginning part of the Horn of Plenty, it's a tiny little opening, isn't it? It's like minuscule. Yes. And then the more that energy builds, that energy of prosperity and that energy of plenty builds, at the end you've got this huge, great big mouth opening, which is just flooding with all good things. But it's about getting that going, getting that prosperity going through appreciation, through happiness, through self-care, through loving yourself, through raising your vibration, through working with the angels, that just gets that spiral of wonderful energy going. And then once prosperity starts, you cannot stop it. The weight of that energy is something which just is perpetually
and it's wonderful.
Motivating.
Sorry. I couldn't stop saying sorry. Go on. I was talking to you, and then I couldn't stop. And then I couldn't stop myself. I was like, I'm on a roll. I can't stop. So funny. I just want to mention Earth Angel in the chat room has just said something quite profound to me. And even though I don't know your work, I would like to tell people that your website is angelcrystalhealing.com. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm going to go and have a look.
Yes. And remember, everyone, we've got some gorgeous memes going up in Facebook for you as we've created them, so that you've got a beautiful way of having information right there on that gorgeous picture that says, oh, that's right, that's how I work with Michael or Zadkiel or Ariel or Chamuel or whoever it happens to be. Absolutely beautiful. Now, if you would like to have whether it's with animals, the environment, your own inner journey, your own outer journey where you want to engage more with courage, but if you would like to have an assignment given to you you can call on Archangel Ariel, and you can rest assured that whatever assignment is given to you, it will meet the really important criteria of what's your interest, how much time do you have, what is your passion, what is your level of opportunity to actually carry out this assignment. And I think, Ros, for me, that's one of the most exciting things about working with angels, is that we have so many ways to not only be supported, but to then bring that out into the world and give to the world in a way that's very exciting for us.
Absolutely, and we're all here to enjoy different experiences, and we all have different things to offer, and it's being open to what feels good, and that's what you're here to do.
That's exactly what we're here to do. So the other thing I guess I really love about Archangel Ariel personally is we know that she's connected to water, and we know, especially from listening to Leesa's Archangel Ariel's tornado with her beautiful pink light, about clearing and cleansing water and bodies of water, is she also works with the beautiful water sprites contained in that water. In fact, she works with all the nature angels, the fairies and all the elementals, and I have a real deep sense of connection and love for the fairies and the water sprites, particularly Leesa, and have done since I was a child.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, angels and the elementals are energies that can really enhance and bring beautiful things into your life. And absolutely, yeah, that wonderful angelic and kind of elemental connection that Ariel has is beautiful.
It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And one of the other really interesting facts for me with regards to Archangel Ariel is the fact that she works quite closely with King Solomon for manifestation and divine magic. And these are two areas that I find endlessly fascinating. Because it's particular to each one of us, how we manifest that, how we experience that, how we think about that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that the angels very much offer, that the angels and the archangels are completely complementary to every other modality of healing, every other interest that you have. They blend beautifully, and they are often wonderful, serve as wonderful introductions to other energies, to ascended masters, as you've mentioned, and to the fairies and to the elemental world. And they endlessly offer you different ways and opportunities to develop that spiritual and and energy side of yourself, because you are energy and light as well as your flesh and bone. So yes, absolutely.
It's a great distinction, because we often forget, well, I know I do, especially when I'm just doing my daily round and I'm maybe cleaning the house, or maybe I'm creating for Angel Heart Radio or my website, Angel Light 777. Maybe I'm putting up guidance there. I could be doing a lot of different things. And I can get very into that mode of doing. I've got to get this done, and when I've done that, I'm going to do that. My doingness, like you were saying, Ros, comes out. And here we are, in this amazing position to be able to share with so many people around the world and have that opportunity to come into an alignment with our beingness. Because when I'm on Angel Heart Radio, and I know you have this experience too, all of a sudden I'm just sitting here with this one thing to do, just share my love of the angels with people, and it's the most gorgeous feeling to feel in alignment with my beingness.
Absolutely, yeah, I feel that too. It's interesting you should be sort of saying about this now. I've got a little process that might be good to share now. It's about balancing your kind of heavenly energy and your earth energies, and getting a sense of what they look like, and how you might find balance in there by working with Archangel Ariel. Would you like me to? Have we got time to do that? Maybe sort of 3 or 4 minutes?
Would love that, Ros.
Fancy that?
Thank you.
Do we fancy that? Okay, wonderful. So what I'd like everybody to do then is to close their eyes, please, and go into your heart center. So that means allow your consciousness to gravitate towards the center of your chest. And as you do that, feel love and all that love means to you, all those wonderful warm feelings of openness and connection, of appreciation. And Archangel Ariel is with each of us now. And she says to you, be open now to becoming aware of how your heavenly, in other words, your energetic, your spiritual energy, and your earth energy, so your physical life, your physical body, your mind. Become aware of how those physical and non-physical energies look like. What do your heaven and earth energies look like at the moment? And just be open to becoming aware. How do you feel your spiritual and physical energies are balanced at the moment? Just be open. See how you feel about how that distribution of energy looks and feels. Don't judge it. Just become aware. And notice whether you'd like to feel more anchored and grounded, or whether you feel that that would be beneficial to you. And notice whether you feel you'd like to reach higher, whether you'd like to achieve greater spiritual heights, whether you'd like to really spiritually develop and access that wonderful energy of the angelic realm. And maybe as you do that, you get a sense that you'd like to expand downwards into Mother Earth so that you can reach further upwards. So you feel your energy going up and down at the same time, not choosing either or, but enjoying that blending of Mother Earth's physical connection with your beautiful, essential body, and that wonderful ability that once you feel secure in your physical self, that groundedness, that rootedness, that anchoredness, which is so life-enhancing, which allows you to climb upwards and descend. And ask Ariel now, with feeling, ask her, say, Archangel Ariel, bring harmony and balance into my spiritual and physical self. Bring balance. Good. Feel yourself upwards and downwards, connecting with beautiful, solid, secure, safe Mother Earth that helps you to thrive, brings you so much well-being and health. And through that, moving upwards and feeling yourself climbing into those higher realms of light and of love, so that your physical body and your spiritual self both become fulfilled, are both fed and nurtured and nourished, and that both complement each other. And finally, ask Ariel, with your mind, with your feelings, say, Ariel, how can you help me to enjoy a more spiritual and physical balance? And what can I do? Good. And small things may come to you. Don't be surprised. She might say, rest. She might say, make sure you take a full lunch break today. She might say, go for a walk or have a bath. She might say, read a book. She might say, spend time being peaceful. Prepare yourself a wonderful, healthful meal. Be open. Angelic guidance will become stronger and clearer when you are open and when you put it into action. And coming back into your heart center, feeling balanced, feeling both upwards and into Mother Earth. And so it is. And that is a wonderful way of working with Archangel Ariel to help you to balance that heaven and earth energy that exists, that is vital within you. How did you find that, Anayah?
Oh, wonderful. And actually when I've got to come back properly now.
Yeah, sorry.
One of the things, it's so beautiful. It's just such a lovely feeling. And I love your voice, Ros. There's something about your voice that gives me a sense of not only peace and comfort and calm, which it does, but it's a sense of home somehow. There's a sense when I listen to you that I'm in exactly the right place, doing exactly the right thing, and that you are a shepherd who will guide me safely. I love it, so thank you. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, it's lovely for you to say that, and what I share is what I've experienced. I'm not ever talking about something that hasn't happened to me or I don't get, because I don't want to be physical. I don't want to have to go to sleep. Why do I have to eat? Even why do I have to go to the loo? Why do I have to wee? Such an inconvenience to have to go to the loo. Because I want to be up there in the physical realms all of the time. And I know that a lot of people get that. They're like up there and they come back and it's a disappointment. But it's about embracing the complete you, because you can't survive just up there. You're not just non-physical. You're not just energy. It's about bringing that energy down into your physical body so that you can benefit. So and caring for your body. Caring for my body has been such a theme of my life. I've been extremely unwell. I haven't eaten properly. I had experiences where my hair fell out. I drive myself hard physically, and it's about bringing balance. And that's what Ariel can help you with. She brings you into that energy of understanding that parts of you are valuable and vital and necessary, and you can't go too far in one direction without the other direction. If it isn't balanced, then you're taking away from a pot that you're not filling up again, and you're going to run dry in the end. So thank you for saying that. I share what I've been through, and the angels have helped me so much. My goodness, to have confidence and kind of coming back full circle to what we were talking about, being authentic and showing yourself as you really look and are. That's a big thing for me, and I think that it's important that that we know that we accept and allow ourselves to be seen as we truly are. And a lot of that comes from inside of me, not judging myself, not judging the way that I look, and being more compassionate and bringing self-forgiveness in, which has helped me to see myself and be relaxed. I think for me, it's about being relaxed about who I am. It's not just, this is who I am. It's being relaxed. It's not being, this is who I am forcefully, because that isn't coming from the right place. It's, I'm really content and happy with who I am. And don't you find, Anayah, that when you're being that, I'm relaxed and I'm content and I'm being open and I'm being authentic, that it helps other people to feel relaxed too. I notice it happening.
Absolutely. And in fact, I had an experience just the other day. Because in my life I have, like you, experienced many, many things, and it's been an incredible journey. A lot of, experience. I was in bed for 2 years, so ill for the first 6 months and so weak, I couldn't even hold a book, which turned out to be an incredible blessing because I had nowhere to go. I had to face myself. It was very difficult, but absolutely wonderful. So it was just a true, true blessing. Having this experience of how I can be who I truly am, and people pleasing and codependency they figured very largely in my life for a very long time. And I was talking to someone, and for many light workers, many light workers, if you're going through this, do not give yourself a hard time. Love yourself through it. Call the angels, reach out, get a good, solid support system. You don't want to be bagging anybody else. That's just not an energy that's ever going to help you. And I was talking to someone, and I had a point of view that was different, and I was able to express that in a non-defensive or critical way of their own. And I just had this feeling. It was like, wow, I love that feeling. Once upon a time, I could never have done that. I would have had to have agreed with everything they said, or conversely, because I needed to have my own opinion, I would have gone to anger and frustration and, been frustrated with what they were saying, for example. And it was a lovely feeling to just have that solid sense of myself and my own personal opinion, because it's only my opinion.
Yes.
And it was a lovely feeling, Ros, to know that, you know what, you don't have to be right. You don't have to be wrong, and nor do I. You're allowed to have your opinion, and I'm allowed to have mine. And sometimes they're going to blend, and sometimes they're not. And that's okay too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a feeling of not being threatened by differences of opinion and perspective, and also not being pious and superior about it, you know, not being like, oh, well, I'm going to sit here and kind of not say anything and pretend that I'm being really spiritual, but actually I'm being really judgmental because I'm thinking that I'm better than you and that I know more than you. Not that either. I know that I've changed my perspective and my way that I see lots of things in my life on numerous occasions, and they're all based on where I am at that point in time. And there is no right and wrong. There is perspective and there is opinion, and not feeling threatened or undermined or diminished by a difference in opinion, and not collapsing inside because someone isn't agreeing with you. It's extremely empowering, and I relate to everything that you say there.
It's really, absolutely, truly a wonderful thing. And the Archangel series has been a big part of that for me, because it's given me the opportunity to share with people some of the amazing beings that have been so instrumental for me personally. I mean, I've been working with the Archangels before I even knew I was working with them, Ros. And many people have that experience. It's only now that I know their energy signature and I understand it and I feel it and I recognize it that I realize, oh, wow, you've been with me all that time. You've been with me all that time. And how beautiful is that?
Yeah, and I think that, you know, a lot of people can really relate to that. You know, a lot of people can really relate to that. Oh, you were that good feeling. You were that wonderful opportunity. You were that encouragement. You were that, I don't know where I got the wherewithal to do that. You were that, you were that, you were that. Absolutely. I think a lot of people can really relate to that.
Which is wonderful. We've got, as I said, we've got Earth Angel in the chat room, and it turns out that we had a very, very, very dear friend in common, and I asked him to turn up in a way that I knew it was him. And here we are, we've got Earth Angel in the chat room, and she knew him too and had a very powerful experience with him with her name, as I did. So he's here. It's wonderful. He left the planet almost a year ago. It'll be a year ago on the 3rd of April in Australian time. Well, every time. And, wow, how beautiful to know that we can reach out and we can ask for guidance. We can ask, please show me that you're here. Please give me a really clear, definite sign that you're around. It's a wonderful, beautiful, extraordinary thing. I want to just play this little clip from Leesa now. I think it's a perfect time because we're looking at courage, and sometimes having the courage to ask for what we need is not always easy to do, but very important.
Archangel Ariel is an angel of courage. She will give you strength when there's something difficult you need to do or say. You can call on Ariel to boost your confidence, your strength, your power, to say what needs to be said, to speak your truth, and to stand your ground. Ariel is there for you anytime that you ask, so just ask.
Just ask. That was the hardest thing of all for me, Ros, was to ask. I'd spent my whole life not asking and feeling if I did ask, it was either going to make me greedy or it was going to meant that I was showing my weakness, or what if they said no, and then I found the angels, and of course there is no with the angelic realms, is there? It's all about how can we show you our support. Let's connect. Let's work together. We love you beyond love, beyond any dimension you care to even dream about. We're here for you. We love you. It's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I think also if people feel challenged in their ability to accept that, another way of looking at it would be that no does not exist in the universe. No, you are always asking for something, and you may be asking for what you're frightened about or worried about or fear, but it's an inclusive universe, so you cannot say no and you cannot be told no. What you can do is ask and what you can do. In the words of the wonderful Esther Hicks, ask and it is given, and it's about asking, remembering to ask, remembering to be open. So I think that sometimes having different ways of looking at situations can be helpful, and you cannot be told no and you cannot say no. You can ask for what you want, and that is the way the universe delivers it to you. So yes, absolutely. What a fab time we've had with Ariel today.
Hasn't it been wonderful? It's just a gorgeous time together. I always, which is in 2 weeks from tonight, we're looking at Archangel Raguel and how we can work with this incredible archangel. Look, he's not as well known as a lot of the other, as we call the big names, the big guns in the archangel world. We all know about Raphael and Michael and Chamuel. Often people know about Chamuel, but Raguel's chief role is to oversee all the archangels and angels. So this is going to be a really exciting and interesting journey, learning more about Raguel. Tonight it has been so wonderful speaking about Ariel, and I wanted to share with people that the colour is pale pink, the crystal or gemstone is rose quartz, and the astrological sign that she's very connected with is Aries. And they're just really nice bits of information to have and might connect for people. Ros, thank you.
Well, thank you. It's been my pleasure. Thoroughly enjoyed being with you. Looking forward to the next one very much indeed.
Wonderful, Ros. Thank you. And again, everyone, please do visit Ros's brand spanking new website. She's had a website for quite a long time, but this is a brand new one, and it is so beautiful, and I think you will fall in love the minute the page reveals itself to you with her loving and very gentle but courageous, powerful energy, angelswithros.com. Look forward to next time, Ros.
Very much. Have a great time in between.
Thank you, darling. You too. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay. See you. Bye. And as I mentioned earlier, Leesa was unable to join us tonight because of internet issues, but she'll be with us for the next episode of the Archangel series. And please do join Leesa and I for the Angel Life Hour, angelheartradio.com as well. We have this great program where it's all about how we can connect you with the angels' tips and tools to help you experience more peace of mind and peace of, look, it's about our emotions, our physical being. It's about our entire package, how we can really experience in our everyday lives, which bring us to a feeling of, I am in the right moment. I am in the right moment right now, which we all You will find all the links for the Archangel series conveniently located all together there, as well as the Angel's guidance for you as well. Now, until we meet again, remember this, that you are just an amazing being on this planet, that you matter, that no one can do what you can do in the ways that you've come to do it. Please do join us on Facebook, Angel Heart Radio on Facebook, and Angel Light 777 on Facebook as well. And until next time, I'm looking forward to hearing beautiful things echoing through the heavens about you recognizing your own magnificence. You've been listening to another fabulous program on Angel Heart Radio. Our goal is to remind you of how much you matter in the world, and to let you know that we appreciate who you are in the world. You can check out who's on, when we're on, and who our guests are at angelheartradio.com. Everything is there. It's all just one click away. Angel Heart Radio programs are powerful tools to help you in your life and your life experience. They are not intended, nor should they, be used to replace your medical or legal advice.